Hi, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Kim Barefoot in the Kitchen, where we cook real good food for real good people in my real small kitchen on my fake cooking show. If you are watching on YouTube today, at the end of the video, please hit the like button and give me a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos. Now today we are making vegetable curry. This curry is outstanding. I made a test batch and it was so good. When I sat down to test it, I had 2 bowls. And I don't have seconds of anything lately, for a long time actually. But this curry was so delicious. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for you to try it. This is a vegan recipe. But if you're not vegan, go ahead and make the recipe anyway. You can put chicken in it, you can put prawns or shrimp or whatever you usually like in your curry. It will all go. And we're not using curry powder. We're going to do a mix of 3 spices and you're going to hear them in a minute. First of all, I'm going to give you the rundown of the list of ingredients. It sounds like a lot, but it comes together really fast. So don't be daunted by how much reading I'm going to do. And when you see me looking up here all the time, you guys know that I'm looking at my recipe, right? Okay, here we go. So for this recipe, you need 2 tablespoons of coconut oil or ghee, 1 cup of vegetable stock, and if you don't have vegetable stock, just use some bouillon cubes in water, that's fine. Vegetable stock if you are vegan, of course, right? If you were using maybe chicken in the recipe, you could use chicken stock, I guess. 1/2 small yellow onion. That is the recipe. I use a whole onion because I never like to have a half an onion just sitting around. It usually gets chucked at the end. 2 garlic cloves minced, 1 teaspoon ground cumin, 1 teaspoon ground coriander, and 1 teaspoon ground turmeric, 1 small chili pepper. If you don't have any chili peppers hanging around, go ahead and just use chili powder. That's a fine substitute. In fact, that's the substitute I used when I was doing the test batch. Okay, we need 1 cup of coconut milk, 1 1/4 cups of chopped tin tomatoes, 1 medium red pepper cubed, 1 medium zucchini cubed, 1 large bunch of kale. When I did the test batch, I didn't have kale, so I just left it out. I like carrots, so I'm going to add some very finely diced carrots in the recipe. If you don't like carrots, don't add them, that's fine. And if you do add them, you need to dice them quite small because the rest of the vegetables are soft and they cook quickly. We also are going to use 2 medium eggplants, and I'll tell you what we're going to do with those in a minute. And we need some salt and pepper and some olive oil for the eggplant. So let's get going here. The first thing that we're going to do is drink some water. It is the hot season here in Thailand. I know, I'm always complaining about how hot it is here. It's particularly hot lately. Okay, I love a recipe that includes eggplant. Eggplant is very, very good for you. Super high fiber, low in calories, as most vegetables are. The seeds in it are good for you. We're going to cube these and we're going to bake them in the oven, and while they're baking we're going to assemble the rest of our curry, and at the very end we're going to add the eggplant back in. So with your eggplant, 2 medium eggplants, I'm going to cube them. And we're going to bake them, and they're going to go in at the end. We're baking them because otherwise they're going to be mush at the end of the curry cooking, and we don't want mushy eggplant. Curry is about being able to see the shape of your vegetables. And I usually add some pumpkin. The recipe doesn't call for pumpkin. And just a heads up, I am going to put some pumpkin in at the end. And my pumpkin, I pre-cooked it. And I'm going to, it was steamed, and I'm just going to cube it and add it in the end as well. Because pumpkin is another pumpkin is another vegetable that turns to mush very quickly, which is why we like it for muffins and pies, right? Okay, we are making short order of this eggplant, and I'm not doing a very good job of cubing things. Being the rough chopper that I am, there was a contest for chopping vegetables roughly. I think that I could win that one hands down. And just slice off the top and the bottom and any of the little stem pieces. And if you notice any big blemishes, obviously cut those out as well. But other than that, we are going to roast these with the skin on. There we go. When I was buying these eggplants, they're so beautiful. They're organic. Eggplants are lovely to cook with. Look at the color. Like, it's just such a gorgeous vegetable. Or is it a fruit? I kind of think it's a fruit. But we call it a vegetable. Any of you that are on lockdown still, like me, and you've got tons of time, you can Google that. But I was doing some research recently on eggplant, and I'm pretty sure that I saw that it is a fruit. How are you guys doing with your eggplants? Yummy, yummy, yummy. I'm just about finished here with mine. I've got 2 more pieces here. Did you guys remember to preheat your oven? If not, go ahead and stop the video now and preheat your oven so that it's nice and hot when your eggplant is ready to go in. Okay, that's the last of my eggplant. And now it's time to sprinkle it with salt. Sprinkling with salt. And then we're going to drizzle it with olive oil, give it a toss, and then into the oven it goes. And I'm just tossing with my fingers because when I try to toss stuff like this with a spoon or anything else, it ends up all over the kitchen. Okay, that's good. Now this is going to bake in the oven for 20 minutes until it's nice and soft. So I'm going to go ahead and throw mine in the oven right now, and I'll catch you guys in a minute. Okay, we're going to do some vegetable prep now before we go on. because once we start the cooking part, it goes fairly quickly, and I want all of our vegetables to be ready. So we want to do our onion first. So go ahead, if you're not a fan of onion, go ahead and just put a half an onion in. I think onion makes things taste better, so I'm using a whole onion, but my onion also is not huge. If you've got a red onion, those are nice to use in curry. I used red onion last time when I made the test batch. The market did not have red onions today, so I am having white onion. And that's about the size of my onion. Okay. So go ahead and chop your onion and just kind of leave it to the side of your cutting board. And then we're going to prepare our 2 cloves of garlic. Still don't have my garlic press. One day when COVID is over, I am going to go to Bangkok and go to IKEA because they have, I think they have the best garlic presses. I love the IKEA garlic press. It just works every time. Cleans up fairly easy. They don't break. Okay, this is the 2 cloves of garlic. And these you want to dice. Garlic press just makes such nice, easy work out of garlic, I tell ya. And your fingers don't end up stinking of garlic. I know some of you think that garlic doesn't stink. I'm not a fan of the smell of garlic. Okay, so that's ready. We're just going to leave that to the side of our cutting board. Don't mix your onion and your garlic together because you're going to cook the onion first for 3 minutes and then the garlic for 1, otherwise your garlic is going to get burnt. And once we get cooking and after we add our onion and garlic, we are going to add our red pepper and zucchini. So let's prep the red pepper. Gorgeous, right? Look at the color of that. Oh man, love it. I'm one of those people that really advocate eating the rainbow. And by that I mean you should eat all the colors of the rainbow. Try to eat as many colors a day as you can. Okay. Take the seeds out. You really don't want pepper seeds. Not that they're going to make anything hot, but they're just not all that beautiful to look at. And the red pepper, we want to cube it. Or if you are barefoot in the kitchen, Kim, you will be roughly chopping your red pepper. Oh, this is a gorgeous red pepper. It smells good too. I just can't get over how delicious this curry is. You guys are going to be happy that you made it. And once you get everything chopped up, it really does come together amazingly quick. And the test batch, after I ate 2 bowls, and then I put some in the fridge for the next day, and then I froze some, and when I reheated it and ate it, it was really delicious too, so it freezes super good. Okay, I'm just about done with this pepper, and we can start on the zucchini. Red pepper going in the bowl. It's all nice and roughly chopped. Water. And we are ready for our zucchini. One medium. I am using 1 medium and 1 small today. And that's the good thing about curry, is that it's very, very adjustable. You can use as much as or as little as you want for vegetables. And if you've used more vegetable than what the recipe calls for, and you think that it's a little bit thick, then at the end you just thin it down with some more vegetable stock. That's fine. And you can always adjust the spices in the end too. I didn't think that the recipe originally had enough vegetables. And I like to sneak in as many vegetables as I can. And we are going to cube this zucchini, seeds and all, right? Powering through the zucchini. Are you still with me? How are you guys doing with your chopping? Some people love chopping vegetables. They find it very relaxing. Okay with chopping vegetables. I just like to get onto the cooking part. I don't want to get that smell going. I want to see how it's going to all come together. Okay, there we go. So there's our pepper and our zucchini. I'm just going to add a little bit of carrot. Just because I'm like that. Carrots are so good for you. And I'm cutting it very small so that it's going to cook quickly. I also think that it's a nice color to add to the curry. And it's going to balance off. There's some acidity, right, with the tomatoes in the curry, and carrot always cuts the acidity. That's why I always put carrot in my spaghetti sauce. Cuts the acidity of the tomatoes. And I've got a wish list going on in my head. I have one that I compose every time I cook. Every time I cook with vegetables, and I'm using garlic. That garlic press goes on the wish list. And I really, really do need some decent knives so that I'm actually cutting the vegetables instead of passing my knife through them. That's gonna go in. That wasn't very much carrot at all. Being dwarfed by the amount of the other vegetables. Okay, we are ready to go. We're going to start cooking. This is the good part, this is the fun part. And I apologize already because I know that my cooking surface here is a little bit loud. I didn't research these things very well. I'm sure that you can get one that's nice and quiet, and I wish that I had one that was nice and quiet, and it's on my my wish list of cooking needs as well. A hot plate that is nice and quiet. This one is so excessively loud. It is extra in the loud department. So we want to grab our coconut oil or whatever kind of oil. If you want to use, there we go. You can use whatever kind of oil that you want. I want 2 tablespoons of oil. And the first thing that we're going to cook is our onion. So go ahead and throw your onion in your frying pan. And we're going to cook it for about 3 minutes or until it looks translucent. 2 tablespoons seems excessive, but we are going to add some more vegetables in here, so it's about ready. It is already smelling good. There's nothing like the smell of onions when they're cooking. And we're going to go ahead and let them cook for 3 minutes. How are you guys doing? Are you having fun so far? I am. And you're going to just love this curry recipe. It's a recipe that you'll make again and again. It's a nice recipe to make with your spouse or your roommate or your kids because they can help with the chopping, and you can talk and visit while you're chopping the vegetables, and it makes it go faster, and you've got dinner on the table that much quicker. This recipe I also recommend doubling if you've got a big family, or you want to keep some in the freezer because you've got company coming, or you're doing meal prep. So if you do a double batch, you can freeze this for up to a month. So you've got a whole month of adding some curry to your meal plan. Curry is good because number 1, it's full of vegetables. Number 2, it's got turmeric in it, which is very good for you. Okay, I'm liking how my onions are looking already, so I'm going to add my garlic, and that's going to get real nice and fragrant here. And watch this closely. You do not want crispy garlic. You don't want burnt garlic for sure. You'll have to throw all of that out and start again. So just keep an eye on it, keep moving it around. How's it smelling? The house smells good now. After this, we are going to add our vegetables and cook them for 3 minutes as well. Okay, I'm going to add my vegetables now. little bit difficult in that it runs a little bit hot. Okay, wow. How's yours looking? Look at, you can see mine. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the colors in there. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Makes me so happy. Cooking makes me happy. I love to cook. I love to bake. This morning I went and did Cookie Drop, which is code for when I make a huge batch of cookies, and then I go and I have a route and I drop them off at all my friends. I'm tweaking my chocolate chip cookie recipe, and the test batch turned out really good. Adding some brown oatmeal flour, oat flour, if you've got it, or just grinding your own oats and adding that in as well with your flour. And then when I was at the store, they had mint filled chocolate bars on sale, so I picked up one of those. I wish I would have picked up two. And then when I got home and I was making the cookies, I was like, oh, what would be amazing is to have a cookie that was wrapped around this mint chocolate bar. So I broke it up, put it inside the cookie dough, the chocolate cookie dough, and I actually had one this afternoon. I saved a few for myself, and I will make that recipe here on my cooking show for you guys too. So we want to cook this for 3 minutes, and then we're going to add our spices. And the spices, do you guys remember what they were? 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of coriander, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. So my zucchini is looking soft already. So I'm going to add my spices now. And you guys are going to see me dipping in twice because my 1 teaspoon is too big for the mouth of my jars. Cumin is one of my favorite spices to cook with. Sometimes I put it in my scrambled eggs too. Okay, 1 teaspoon of coriander. And the turmeric. Are you guys going, oh wow, that's a lot of turmeric. It is. I have a turmeric smoothie every day. So I always have a lot of turmeric on hand. And I use it in my curries. So I usually have this big jar on the go at all times. Now, oh wow. If you guys are not excited by now, then I don't know, there's no hope for you. So the turmeric is what gives curries that beautiful yellow color. Yeah, man, this smells good. Now to this we want to add, we need to turn off that. We want to add 1 cup of vegetable stock, our tomatoes, and our chopped chili, and then we're going to simmer it for 10 minutes. So here's my tin of tomatoes. And you might have to just smush those tomatoes up a little bit. There we go. This is so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. All those vegetables, yummy. This is going to be amazing. Okay, we're going to add 1 cup of vegetable stock. And if you feel that your vegetables were really big and this feels, your curry looks like it's going to be too thick, you can go ahead and add it in a little bit more vegetable stock, like I'm going to do. There we go. And we are going to let that sit and simmer for 10 minutes. Isn't this going quick? Good. My curry is going to simmer for 10 minutes, and I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Thanks. Has your curry simmered to perfection yet? Mine is doing very, very well. It smells really, really good. And I did a little taste test, and it reminded me of something that I forgot to tell you guys, is that the reason that we leave adding salt to the very end is because as the flavors meld together, the taste of the spices comes more to the front, and you're going to find that you don't need to add very much salt at all. So if you add salt in the beginning, you're going to add a lot, and in the end, it doesn't play all that well with all those other beautiful curry spices that we put in. Okay, so our spices are in here, our vegetable stock, our tomatoes. The chopped chili we have not added yet. And I went to the market today and I bought things for the curry, and I swore that I bought fresh chilies. I can't find them anywhere. So either I didn't buy them, I did look at them, and I remember thinking, I want those. I know I bought them because there was 2 things in the bag. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're not here now. So what I'm going to do is what I did last time, and I'm going to add some ground chili. And chili is a very, very individual thing, right? Some people like lots of it, some people can handle a little bit, some people don't want it at all. I do recommend it in the curry. Gives it a nice little kick, nice little taste. So I added probably a ½ teaspoon of chili powder. You might want to start with 1/4. And even with, all of the spices in a recipe, recipes are designed for like mainstream, right? And so they sort of give a base level of spices. It doesn't mean that that's the only spice that you can add, or you can only add that much. If you love chili, if you love the heat, throw in a little bit more, but not too much. You don't want to overpower those beautiful curry tastes, right? Okay. Now we are ready to add our coconut milk. And it was a cup of coconut milk, 250 milliliters. And I'm going to get you guys to leave a little bit in the bottom of the can or the carton or the glass, whatever, because you want to have a little bit to just swirl on top of your curry when you serve it for yourself or your family, okay? Oh, yummy. Oh. And stop and smell it. Oh man, it smells delicious. Okay. And then again, we want to simmer this for 10 minutes. And then after we simmer it for 10 minutes, we're going to add our kale or spinach, and we're going to add back in our eggplant, okay? So 10 more minutes, and then we're going to add in the last bit of our vegetables, and we are done. Isn't that exciting? I can't wait to have a bowl of this. It's going to be delicious. And we have a beautiful color today. This is just a gorgeous color. And I know from doing the test batch that 10 minutes of simmering is going to reduce this down quite a bit. So if you like a real thick curry, you can reduce it down further. But remember, you're going to serve this with naan bread. I'm serving mine with some homemade naan bread. Some gluten-free naan bread. It's really delicious. You can serve it over cauliflower rice. You can serve it over regular rice. You can just have it as a soup, curry soup. Okay, so I'm going to let this simmer for 10 minutes. If you are using frozen kale or frozen spinach, go ahead and put it in now so that it can defrost in here as it simmers for 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to let this simmer and see you guys in a few minutes. Okay. I've done my simmering for 10 minutes, and because I'm using frozen spinach, it's what is available right now, but I got some organic frozen spinach, and it works super well in curry recipes. Now we are going to add the aubergine, the eggplant in all of its purple and white glory. It looks lovely. And if you are using fresh kale or fresh spinach, go ahead and put it in now. Yummy. The other reason why we wait till the end to add salt is because the eggplant was salted. Do you remember when we baked it? We salted it first. And this looks delicious. There's lots of vegetables. I could have gone a little easier on the eggplant, but I love eggplant and it's just so good for you. So this looks amazing. Okay, good. We're just going to heat the eggplant through. Your eggplant might still be hot from the oven, and then if that is true, then you can go ahead and turn off your curry now it's done. I had a few things that I needed to do in between while I was simmering, so my eggplant got kind of chilled. And I have some pumpkin that I'm going to add in that I have left over. And that all goes in. This looks amazing. This is going to be so delicious. Good. Well, you know what? It's taste test time. We are going to have a taste of this right now and see how we did. So go ahead, get your bowl. Let's do this together. Get your bowl and a spoon and spoon yourself out a serving of the curry, and let's see what it's like. Okay, did you salt and pepper your curry yet? I'm not going to add any salt to mine. I taste tested and I think that it's great without any added salt. There's a little bit of salt on that eggplant. So I'm just going to add some pepper here. And then, did you save some coconut milk so that you can pour some on top? And this is absolutely for aesthetics only. If you don't have any to pour on top, it's not going to make any difference. I just think it looks pretty with a little swirl. Coconut cream is even better because it's thicker and it'll stay in place. Okay, are you ready? I'm ready. I'm super excited. I've got my naan bread here, and I'm just going to have a little taste. Let's do this together. I hope you guys are super happy with what you cooked today. Mmm. Wow. So good. My goodness. I swear. Outside of the curry that I've made here in Chiang Rai at Aka Kitchen, this is the best curry. I got a little bit of cilantro that I picked up. No, it's not cilantro, it's coriander, which I guess is a kind of cilantro. Okay, now let's have a little spoonful here. Are you guys smiling? Oh, this tastes so good. It tastes so comforting. Oh, I love it so much. That amount of cooking is perfect. The vegetables are done, but they're not mush. A little bit of eggplant here. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. This flatbread recipe actually is quite amazing too. I should do this on one of my cooking shows. It's gluten-free flour and yogurt and salt, and that's it. Those ingredients. So it's not vegan because it's got the yogurt, unless you're going to make it with some vegan yogurt. I have a hard time getting that here. I did get it here once and it tasted really terrible. Anyway, well, it's nice to have a bite to eat with you guys. This has been a lot of fun. Wow. That is just pure comfort in a bowl. Thank you very much for cooking with me today. I had a lot of fun. I was imagining all of you here in your cooking stations and cooking along with me, chopping and everything else. So that's it for this cooking show. Thank you very, very much for cooking along with me. I had a good time. So don't forget to hit the like button, give me a thumbs up, and hit the follow so that you always get notification of my new videos. I do have the blueberry muffin video already done. It's a matter of getting it edited as well and up on the site. So thank you very much, and I hope that you love your curry.